Hello. Well, welcome on in to the dungeon now. Hopefully I'm coming through okay. It is Tuesday, isn't it? And I'm here with more cross stitching. Hope everyone's doing well out there. Yeah. Let me know what you had for dinner or don't. I had pasta with tomato sauce. Oh, sorry, more I guess more Volganese because there was a meat sauce. I don't know where it's anyway. Hope you're all doing good. Just as a reminder, let me just get the picture. This is the final product, what I'm working on. I am currently on the clouds, all the clouds, very majestic. So you can see I've got kind of the right side of cloudness done. So we're going to pick up with all the rest of over there. Yeah. All right. And going. And we'll start. I'm going to start in down here. Down in here. Yes, this is Pacific Drive again. Why do you ask? Okay. Go. Wait. Needle, please. Needle, please. You're making me look bad on the internet. There we go. Here. Whoop. Yes, I will continue with the hoops. All right. Nice little low key. And I definitely didn't have to undo some of the cross stitching I did because I realized I was one square off. And so the entire section was one square off, and that cannot be abided. You cannot just have to be one square off. Shall not. There we go. There we go. So you may wonder why I'm doing this, or maybe you're not. But the idea is that this kind of like ties down the thread so it doesn't like the cross stitches don't like unravel as I'm working, or just over time. Because that'd be kind of rude to kind of like be like, hello, I have made you this cross stitch, and then watches it's like, oh well, the clouds are going. Or you know what? Maybe someone does want a slowly disassembling gift. I don't know any of those people. If you know those people, let me know. I'm just curious. All right. I've kind of gotten in the habit. I think I mentioned before on Thursdays there is a D&D game that some members of the all members of the Dungeon Lounge play in. It's every other week, and I have taken to while there's like when there's a scene that doesn't involve my character, things like that. I am a person who is fidgety IRL. Ha 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 ha. And so what I used to do when we played tabletop games in person would be that I would have a whole bunch of dice in front of me and I'd make dice towers, which is important. That's how you train the dice to know what dice rolls are good. But failing that, because we play online now, we do a I usually do have like a kind of like a little craft I can kind of like pick up and put down. Because this is, like mini painting, you can't really do while you're playing D&D because like that really requires your attention. But like for something like this, you can kind of like, it's like, oh, I'll just fill in this block of squares while Jimmy the mage is deciding his spell components for the day or something like that. I don't know why I'm flipping it. I don't need to now. Wait. Oh, I scared myself for a second. I thought one of my threads had unraveled. I was like, no. But no, it's fine. It's fine. It's all good. No threads have unraveled. That I'm not aware of. So, who watched the Nintendo Direct? I definitely did not watch it over my lunch break at work and just skim through the parts I cared to. The VOD was uploaded on like one of like the Nintendo of so and so's. I think it was like Nintendo UK I ended up watching. And They had it all like chapter set, so I was just like, don't care about that, don't care about that. Oh, Pocopia update, let's go. And now I'm mad at Pocopia update. So if you are not familiar, so Pocopia is the newest Pokemon game. And it follows a Ditto as he works to restore, or they, you know what? I don't think gender means anything to Ditto. Anyway, so they're working to restore the world for the Pokemon because all the humans have disappeared and no one knows why. But we're going to make sure all the Pokemon are cozy. And it's a very fun game. It's like a cross of like Animal Crossing and Minecraft, I think is a good kind of thing. Anyways, still, it's fun. And it's been stupidly successful. So today they announced the expansion pass, and that there'll be 3 regions added over a staggered basis. The first one is Underwater World. Woo. Anyways, so when I got home from work today, I was like, okay, how much will the expansion pass cost? How many dollar dues does it set me back? I want to first preface this by saying Wacopia was $100 Canadian new to buy. And I also want to point out that this is a digital only game. When you buy the physical copy, hello, Silver Knight. How are you? I'm having my Pocopia rant. Please join me down this journey of my rant. So, the game costs $100 new Canadian, and it's a digital only. Like, even if you buy a physical copy, you're buying permission to download it from their store because physical media is dead, and I hate it. Anyways, so I paid $100 for the base game, and they announced the DLC or the expansion pass, and I'm like, okay, well, how much will it cost me? It is another 50 Canadian dollar dues. And again, I'm not figuring in tax. That's just, it's $49.99 to get 3 more regions. And it's like, I already paid $100. You want me to pay half of that to get access to, like, it's just, I'm not entirely pleased with the cost they're asking. And like, part of my frustration is there was a part of me that knows I will cave. Like, I'm kind of meh. Like, underwater's fine, but I'm not a kid who grew up with the Little Mermaid and was like, oh, it's me. I want to be a mermaid. That wasn't me. That second or third one expansion, it's going to be something that I care about. The music plays sounds like Peace Cells with him. It is actually a band called Ministry. But there's like samples, so I wouldn't be surprised if one of the samples comes from that, because like you can hear like, you know, like military talky sample things. How you doing, Silver Knight? I apologize for coming in while I was just ranting about the cost of video games in the year of our Lord 2026, which feels like, you know, tell me something I don't know. Video games cost way too much. Like, I will say that to some degree that I find that's why, like, to some degree, like, I find I'm drifting to a lot more like indie titles, because like indie titles at this point are reasonably priced. Like, say for instance, on the Discord today, Venom recommended a visual novel game for me to play, and that one was a very reasonable. Well, in Canadian, I think it was about, you know, like all told, $15 with tax, but still, like $15 ain't bad. That's the cost of like a movie, going to the theater and watching a movie. Like, so Persona game on Steam. Oh, interesting. I'm not immediately familiar with them. Maybe that's Persona Strikers. I don't know. But I hope you enjoy it. I greatly enjoyed the Persona series, which I guess was the other big announcement that came over the weekend, because I think on the Xbox showcase, they confirmed Persona 6 is getting released, which, I'll be honest, as someone who is, as an ancient banshee who has been here since the dawn of time, I remember when they announced Persona 5, and I do not trust teasers from Atlas anymore. When they give me a release date with an actual trailer, I will be excited then. But until they give me that, I do not give a shit about, ooh, atmospheric, oh my god, a logo. No, None of that shit counts when it comes from Atlas because I think they did the teaser for Persona 5 during the PS3 era. It was 8 years before we got the game, and an entire console gen had passed by. Persona 5 ended up on the PS4 with I think the only reason it had backwards compatibility to the PS3 was as a courtesy because of how it was originally announced back in its trailer. And my understanding is the game had to go an entire rebuild. Anyway, I haven't started yet because we started. Honestly, I hear you on that. I am 100% that person where it's like, here's your choice. Will you save this puppy or will you save this cat? And I'll be like, I don't know. And you know what's even worse are the games that will have I've noticed in a lot of choicey games, they're like, there's also this timer ticking by. You have until this timer ticks by before the choice will be made for you. And you're like, no, but I don't know the pros and cons of saving the cat versus saving the kitten or the dog. I forgot my own conundrum. Same. So it's funny that a lot of the bands from this around the time, like Angal and things like that, came out. And the majority of songs that I liked from that period were people did AMVs to them, and I was like, oh, I like this AMV. I wonder what this song is that came with the AMV. AMV is short for anime music video for those out there. Anyways, I just find that kind of funny. That's how I was generally introduced to music during that time. Anyways, this was the AMV about Neon Genesis Evangelion. Because it was edgy. And I was an edgy young banshee when Evangelion came out. And I probably was too young to be watching it, but cheat sheet, yeah, I hear. It's one of those things I'm always of two minds of the whole cheat sheet, because it's like, on the one hand, like you said, I want to make the quote unquote right choice for what I want of the game or whatever, right? But I also don't want to be used. Yeah. And I mean, Evangelion was 100% a mech anime when it wasn't emotionally damaging. Which isn't that most mech anime? But I guess I'm looking at you, Xenogears. I should play that on the stream at one point. That game's a fucking trip. But it's also on the PS1, so it's old, which means no one will watch it. Except me. Thread, why are you loopy? Okay, there we go. Stay still. Cool. Might pick P5 back up again on P. I mean, honestly, I think if you're gonna play Persona 5, if you've got the option, you're better off on the PS4. But if your only option is PS3, that's fine. But I think the definitive edition of Persona 5 is Persona 5 Royal. I think Persona 5 Royal only got a PS4 release. I don't think it got a PS3. And I would say, if you haven't, like, at this point, my recommendation is to get Persona 5 Royal, not Persona 5. Because, Atlas. That's the other reason why I'm kind of like, because it's like, is there going to be a Persona 6 extra goobly goo edition? Should I even be excited for the base game if they just do this stuff, right? If they're just going to, re-release it later and, like, make it perfect and beautiful, then why am I playing the beta version? Why did I get the money? I think I'm getting royalties too because I'm stopping. Fair enough. I mean, as I already did I prefer physical games rant because I don't trust digital storefronts to remain at the end of time when I have to be locked in a bunker in the basement where my only method of communication will be Twitch streaming. And I'll be like, hello out there, if anyone's out there. The world has turned into the Fallout video games, and I'm here in my bunker streaming on Twitch. let's play some more Earthbound. Yeah. It's I hear you. Because like I digital games are convenient, and also sometimes they're the only way you're going to get a game. Like, say for instance, like a lot of indie games, unless they go super super popular or whatever, they're going to be digital only because they can't, and understandably so, they can't publish. They don't have the infrastructure to publish a big old, you know. You know. Also, let's see if physical copies that can be taken. Yeah. Yeah. And like, say for instance, if you're interested in modding your game, you are 100% better off getting a PC version. I mean, the big appeal for me the longest time growing up is that I never had a good enough PC to handle the video games. So console was always my preferred on that basis, because it's like I would like to have it, because my PC, like, for the longest time, my parents were very adamant that, you know, if we got a PC, it is strictly for the school. It will not be for the video games. So they didn't really push for anything of a high spec, which I understand. They are parents. They are the rulers of the home. But there was a period where at the same time, they wouldn't let me get video games. Like, they wouldn't let me get a PlayStation 1 until I like did a whole campaign for it. Anyways, so the result was way back in the day, I got PlayStation, or no, I got Final Fantasy VII, which is a PS1 game, on my PC. But the PC could barely run it. I was running at minimum specs. And every time I tried to do a summon, the game crashed. So I ended up weirdly on like a weird kind of like challenge mode of Final Fantasy VII, because if I had tried to do any skills that were too graphically intensive, the game would crash. So the result was I spent, like, you know, I was avoiding certain limit breaks. I was avoiding certain skills because I'd rather just have the battle take longer than crash and have to start over entirely. Also, the music was terrible and MIDI-ized. Right. The 100%, yeah. Like, I will say, I had a flip phone for the longest time, and mostly just because data plans are expensive. Like, even now, like in Canada, data plans are expensive compared to other countries, which isn't fair. Internet is comparatively expensive in Canada to other areas, and a lot of it has to do with the difficulty in getting the infrastructure set up. Some of it is also just greedy corporate assholes. So, lol. Mm. And it's hard now to get like phones of like very basic features. Like, I feel like you'd have to get like one, and they probably do exist, but like phones with like child lock features, if that's a thing, like where it's like, you know, you have to enter a password or whatever before you're allowed to access anything other than text messaging or something. A flip phone because it's fun. Flip phones are fun. I was complaining about this once, but it's like, you know, say for instance, you have to make a phone call and it doesn't go well. You're angry. You're frustrated. If you got a flip phone or like an old landline phone, when you want to hang up, you get the satisfaction of like angrily clipping the, angrily flip phone clipping, or like slamming down your phone. I mean, with your like nice, perfect touchscreen phone, which is right now acting as my camera, so I can't bring out an example. Yeah, you just get to go, boop. So the most you can do is an angry, eh. But the thing is, even if you do an angry, eh, like sometimes if you're too angry, it's like, no, I don't read that touch. That was angry. You be nice to me. So it's like you have to go, I'm so angry, eh. And it's annoying. I want to be I want to be able to suppress my dissatisfaction through the sound of hanging something up, and I can't. Or I mean, like I've had that, like on Discord where it's like, you get an argument with someone, and fine, fair enough, and again, you just kind of go,
I disconnect. Like, you don't even get, like, maybe at most you get an angry mouse click. We just go like, I'm not going to actually push the mouse click because I don't want to, like, inadvertently, like, turn off the stream or something. But you know what I mean. It's so it's like I have to put my anger somewhere. Where do my feelings go if you do not let me express them in the act of disconnection? But well. And also, like I'll be honest, like, you know, my phone was not cheap. And it's like I'm currently like on a phone plan where it's like the phone is free as long as you stay on this phone plan for like a certain number of years. So it's like one of those things where it's like I can't damage this thing. But you know, if I get mad and like throw my phone, it's like if I break it, it's like, well, I now own the phone company a bunch of extra money. Crap. And I would rather not do that. Because I want to spend my money on stupid shit. Closing can hang up, so you can start with. Yeah. Like the flip phones, you could go meh. Like imagine my palm is a flip phone while open. You can do that. Sound of one hand clapping. Sorry. But yeah. Richard Flynn, the VA for Raiden, still the Hedgehog next to him. Oh, cool. Sounds like a busy guy. Which, you know, good for him. He gets lots of money dollars. It always is interesting, like especially like when the voice actor has like they go like quote unquote against their type. Why won't he return? Why won't he come back? I thought it was only the voice actor for Sephiroth who's not coming back. Yeah. I thought Vincent Valentine was like Steve Blum. He's now being voiced by Matt Mercer, right? Yeah, sorry. The voice actor for Sephiroth isn't returning for Revelation. He apparently has a scheduling conflict. And he will now be voiced by Travis Willingham, who now, when I think of Sephiroth, I'm going to imagine Man from Dispatch and get very giggly. Oh, and I mentioned Steve Blum voiced him. Interesting. Sephiroth has had like 4 voice actors by this point because like in Kingdom Hearts, he's had a different voice actor in Kingdom Hearts, I think. And in Kingdom Hearts 1, he was voiced by Lance Bass of NSYNC fame, and then he was never asked back. Someone else voiced him for the rest of the Kingdom Hearts games. Maybe it was Steve Blum. Maybe it was the other one. I don't know. Oh. Yeah, that could result in we decline your services. Or rather, just never gets a call. Yeah, that'll do it. Never meet your heroes. Yeah, okay, so that's, yeah. Yeah, and it's one of those things where, as you said, like, if his role in Final Fantasy VII is just rude, they'll replace him. Hell, they replace Sephiroth. But then again, as far as I know, that was a hard scheduling issue. I think a few days later it was confirmed he's the guy who's voicing Sephiroth is in a movie. So he just isn't available. They couldn't get the time off. And that's how it goes sometimes. Sadly. You only have that I've already heard the voice actor for Jinx, who was. Oh, do you mean in? So the voice of Jinx I know is the one from Arcane, which is the girl who was also in Fallout. She was the protagonist of the Fallout TV series. So I'm assuming you mean just the voice actor VA, like for the video game proper, quote unquote.
The video game proper.
My exposure to League is only, from the video game. Yeah, makes sense. I've only seen Arcane. I don't actually play League. Yeah, that's what I figured. They don't have the Riot's got a stupid amount of money, but they're not going to just throw away a bunch of it and then have to call her back every time they do a DLC or whatever.
Aw.
Yeah, oh no, Ella did a great job. I think she did a great job representing the different aspects of Jinx's personality as her kind of background was adjusted for that media. It was really good. I mean, honestly, I would say I have my criticisms of Arcane, but none of it's voice work, right? None of it was like, wow, Vi didn't do a good enough job voice acting. Unfortunately, that's a trend of all the major video game studios now, is to basically go, we're coming up on year end. We need to make our budget and profits maximize. What teams aren't actively in development? This one. Okay, fire them all. Sorry, lay them off. And then we can call them back during the next period of crunch. If they didn't find jobs in the meantime. And then they wonder why their spaghetti code breaks. What was that one thing that you told me about, Mana, that there was like a whole part of code that was attached to one of the character's moves, and when that move got reworked, it broke an entire section of the game because the character was like so low tier that he didn't get a rework for a long time or something like that. I could be misremembering. Season 1 was a masterpiece, and season 2 fell off. Skarner, the entire go face together, holding the universe together in his little hands or big hands. I don't know who Skarner is. All right, I just realized that I gotta retighten up my fabric. Crystal Scorpion. Oh, okay. Hey. There we go. Nice and tight. Because that, if the fabric is too loose, it makes doing the stitching hard. Ha! Oh no, my drink is stuck to my coaster. See? So we're just gonna gingerly put it back. There we go. Now there's no coaster. Look, it's my drink. It happens to me all the time. It's for me, it's a big summer issue.
The condensation, because it is hot and the drink is cold, so condensation form.
It is. Cherry Coke Zero.
I like cherry and things.
I will say I think Cherry Pepsi is slightly better, but I will take both. Well, I don't want diabetes, so I try to, be mindful of my sugar intake to some degree. As the person who ate like half caramel pie over a weekend.
Wah, wah, wah. Wah, wah, wah.
It does. Unfortunately, it is one of the things, like once you start taking the diet or the zeros or whatever, or the Pepsi Maxes, when you start having full sugar again, you're like, oh, why do I have diabetes? How did this happen?
How could this happen to me?
Diabetes. Zero style sodas and some other games. I mean, yeah, I mean, I thought Gatorade was supposed to be like, just electrolytes and stuff. I'm not a fan of it. I remember the last time I had Gatorade, it just tasted like a bunch of salt to me, and I was just like, ugh. If I want salt in my drink, I will have a clamato or a tomato. Oh, I can't remember the name of it. V8. The name of the drink is V8. Wow. Banana. Banana. Sorry. Maybe it's because of the time of year and we're about to go into FIFA, but I can imagine a whole bunch of like people in a crowd doing a wave to this song specifically. When did that Gatorade powder mix? I don't know. I mean, like anything, you just have to check the nutritional doobly doos on the back. Like usually a zero drink will be 0 calories. So like in the case of this Coke, I will turn it carefully. You can see 0 calories. So, but it has 0.1 grams of protein. So go fig. Not protein. Techno surfing. Choose Techno Surfer is Ray Tracer from Reboot. Excuse me. If you get that reference. Ah. Protein. Bow, 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 bow. Funnily enough, I was talking earlier about like bands that I learned about through AMVs. 100%. That's how I learned about Pendulum. It was used in a like a compilation AMV because it was funnily enough. Sorry, first it was the band M83, and then the first song I heard of by Pendulum was "Hold Your Color," which was also used in an AMV. So I think it was like the "Hold Your Color" did like I think it was like M83 did a remix of it or something. I can't remember. It was a very long time ago. Rotato chip. Oh, no. The true chip is called Chitato, and they are made by the same people who make the Indomie ramen noodles. And dear Lord, those chips. Because like basically, I don't know if you've had Indomie noodles, but take the seasoning that they make on those noodles and put them on chips. Just smother the chips in them. And now I'm remembering that currently Indomie is offering a deal where you can get 5 boxes of Chitato potato chips for $20. Which is much more value than the Pocopia expansion pass at $50. Value. I'm sitting here bitching still about Pocopia. The game was $100. Why do I have to pay $50 just to get access to 3 more regions? The game comes with 4 regions. 5 if you include Pallet Town. Sponsor, please. Yeah, just sponsor us. I'll eat chips on stream. You pay me, I'll eat chips on stream. You pay me, I'll eat your shit on stream. 100%. Well, not actual shit. Ew. Gross. No. There. Not sponsored, could be sponsored. Oh, yes. So, returning to the topic of Pocopia, most of the tracks are remixes of previous Pokemon themes, if you know where to look. And the big one is I beat, quote unquote, the campaign of the game. Like the game kind of is an eternal game. Like once you beat the story, you just keep going, which is fine. I'm not done building things yet. And I 100% cried during the credits. It was like the combination of the music and like the culmination of like the storyline. I was just like, I cry like a little baby. And it's not the first Pokemon game to make me cry. There'll be others. There'll be more. So I remember, I think it was X and Y. You had like this angry man who was sad. His Floette, I think it was, had died in a terrible conflict, and he was like going to use the resurrective power of like the X or Y Pokemon legendary to bring back his beloved Floey, and he obviously his plan was stopped because it was going to destroy the world or whatever. But like Floette still came back to him at the end, and I was just like, I'm like, but and here's the dumb thing, because it's on a Nintendo DS, right? So where do I tend to play Nintendo DS games? On my commute, on the GO train, in front of people. So I'm like, on the train, being like all like, weepy with being like, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold the emotions. You are in public. You are in public. You are on a train. Don't do it. Don't do it. Anyways, that's my story. In summary, Nintendo knows how to cause the feels. So I remember there was another one. Like, I mean, Legend of Zelda's gotten me a few times as well. I've never played Metroid, so I can't comment on Metroid. Earthbound 100% got me. Play on nostalgia. I know. Yeah. 100%. And sometimes, and like, that's the thing, is like, sometimes they know. They know. They'll be like, yeah, this musical sting will get you. We'll make you cry. Specifically you, Elizabeth. We know how to make you cry. It's like, yeah, you do. You do. I wonder if like video game developers like take it as like a hooray, I did a good job, I made someone cry. I mean, I suspect as much, because like, again, like, you want your game to have an impact on people, right? Like, you want it to resonate either for good or for bad or whatever, right? So I do wonder if it's like, they're like, yes, they have like a counter next to the desk, a number of children I've made cry with my Pokemon game. Also, this is why I will never play a Nuzlocke, because I will 100% cry. I will be like, no, my buddy, not my pal. Of course, fair enough. I mean, I admit, like, when I've done like tabletop RPGs and I've been the DM, like, I'm not saying I want to make people cry, but like knowing maybe, an emotional beat or something that I've done, or like, I've made a villain particularly hated or something like that. 100%. Like, you kind of live for those moments, right? Like, you're like, yes, they hate this villain. They want to see him burn in hell. Wait until they learn he's had one bad day, and they shall be so very sad. They shall be conflicted. No, I don't know. Yes, but you know what I mean. I don't come up with original plots. I will admit there was a little part of my brain that when the Persona 6 trailer came out, because like the tabletop games that I've run are usually like the last one I ran that was any significant length was a fan version of Persona 4, which shows how long it's been since I've done like a campaign. The most of my DMing since that point has been like little one shots or mini campaigns. Anyways, and the what was I saying? There was a little part of my brain that when they announced Persona 6 and they talked about it, potentially being like, like, oh, like an occult club or a ghost hunter club within a school, I was like, ooh, that could be fun. That could be fun for a little TTRPG, a little like
Little ghosty hunters, little ghosty hunter, wake up to your persona. Think you're fighting a ghost, and it turns out you're actually fighting your inner demons.
Spook Shack. Yeah, go Spook Shack Club. I'm down for that. I'm 100% down for that. I mean, the most challenging point at this point would be having a system to run it off of, because that's generally been the challenge. Run it. Well, the thing is, I don't have a system to run it off of. I would have to like take some time either modifying, and like the last time I ran a Persona game, I ran it off the system called Big Eye Small Mouth, which is an anime based system. What do you mean system? What, we just theater of the mind? We just LARP it? Yeah. Have to have the mechanics by which we roll the dice. We are on 1, 2, 3, 4. We're on 4. So we gotta go in. And I could probably repurpose some stuff from my old notes, like the old stuff, but I'd probably have to, like, Besm came with a new edition in the meantime. I think it overhauled a whole bunch of stuff. And I would probably want to run off newer Besm. But again, I don't have a digital copy of the Besm book, so. What's do? I'll think about it. It's also entirely a possibility that someone's made like a Persona system that I could just steal. And for that, I mean respectfully use for the purposes of a tabletop game among friends and not make any profit off of. It's funny, I was talking to Flora a bit last night about the release, the announcement of Persona 6 and everything like that, and also the Persona 4 Revival edition. And she was just so tired. Like, I was like, oh, are you going to get Persona? Are you, like, she was excited for Persona 6, but kind of having the same reservations I was, which was, I need more than a fucking teaser shot, please and thank you. But here's hoping Tokyo Game Show. Anyways, but I was like, oh, are you going to get Persona 4 Revival? And she was like, probably not, because apparently she commented on like having played the shit out of the original release of Persona 4, then Persona 4 the Golden release, and so on and so forth. And she's still a little fatigued from the series. She doesn't think she'll go back to it, but she said she'll probably just watch someone else play it, which, you know, fair. I will confirm that was my Persona 3 Reload experience. I watched Grim play it. Yeah, I could see you going for it. Yeah. And then you will definitely not hear me the entire time you're playing being like, a dead body, ladies and gentlemen. Wowzers. And making mistake jokes. He. I know. The entire playthrough was just a parody at this point. Okay, Salt, let's get drunk. If you are not aware of what I am referencing, please look up the Hi, I'm Daisy Persona 4 comic dub. It is somewhere on YouTube. Now, it is more funny if you've actually played Persona 4. If you have not played Persona 4, I do not recommend that you watch it. because it won't make sense. It's basically an abridged. So abridged works best for people who have already seen the media. Unless it's Sword Art Online, in which case, yeah, go ahead and watch the abridged of that. You can skip the whole show of that. Just checking things. Okay, good. Considering I had to undo a bunch of stitches because I made a mistakey poo, I am being a little more careful to make sure I would not repeating my mistake. There's nothing more annoying than repeating your mistake, like undoing your mistake, redoing it, and then making the exact same mistake. And you're like, Persona steak. I mean, that was the entire time I was playing Silent Hill F, right? I was making mistake jokes even there. The true literary piece of our time, mistake. What else starts with F? What else starts with F? Mistake? I mean, heck, that comic got so big that even when they did Persona 4 Ultimax, they repeated the mistake joke. They repeated it. Fergalicious. Ooh. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Fergie. Okay, where does this one go? I'll put this up a second. Ugh. I mean, that was what my entire playthrough of Silent Hill F. What does the F stand for? Fog, female, friend, failure, frustration with the combat system at times. Wait, that's more than one word. I want everyone in chat to know I'm really, 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 really restraining myself right now. I am 100% the person who will belt this song at the top of their fucking lungs because I'm a little emo punk for Evanescence. I guess it's more goth punk, but you know what I mean. I'm restraining myself very, very muchly. I've never heard that cover before. I've never heard of Lauren Babic before. I'll be honest, my brain read that as a different name. Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. At a certain point, you get so accustomed to a version of a song that when you hear the other versions, you're like, what? The big one for me is actually the cover of Hurt that Johnny Cash did. I hear the Nine Inch Nails version, and I'm like, this isn't right. Where's Johnny Cash? And funnily enough, Nine Inch Nails is the original version. I remember reading it was a really impressed, like Trent Reznor, the lead singer of Nine Inch Nails, like the story of the whole coming together of the collaboration that led to that cover. I remember being pretty interesting. I mean, sometimes it's one of those things where it's like I remember Trent Reznor saying something along the lines of like he could not have made song the way Johnny Cash did it. And at the end, he found it to be the superior version just because of how the vocals were done. Because everyone brings their own, like whenever a cover happens, like a good cover is their own take. Because you could do a pitch, like a note for note recreation, and that's fine. But I find usually like the covers that outlive, like that take on their own life or their own whatever, is because the artist doing the cover like picked up something on the song that either maybe the original artist didn't pick up on or like reinterpreted it in some way. If you were at all a fan of Evanescence, a new album came out by them, I think late last week. So speaking of, okay, sorry. So Post of the Fall reminded me that because like Post of the Fall do a lot of work as Old Gods of Asgard in the Remedyverse. So now I remember Control Resonant is coming out, which I am also very excited for. Yes, yes, I agree 100%. Sorry, just briefly returning back to the whole thing with Cash. Like it was so like you get like this like because like Cash brings such like a weariness to the song of like because like the song and especially the video like it's very much like the man at the end of his life, at the end of his career, and just like this lingering resentment and like mwah, it's beautiful. Also very sad, but anyways, but I'm very excited to see what new music Post of the Fall has up their sleeves for Control Resonant because I 100% think that they'll be doing an Old Gods of Asgard piece. Maybe we'll see the Old Gods of Asgard, depending on how the bleed over of the hiss happens, because they did end Alan Wake 2 in the dark place, and maybe the dark place overlaps with the world of the hissness. Hissness. Though, I mean, the Control AWE DLC does seem to indicate that the hiss and the dark place mechanics are in opposition to each other. Or at least, at the very least, they do not like to get along. But maybe. I don't know. Drop your stupid Remedyverse theories in the comments. I will respond to them. All I know is that Audie better be in that game. I need to see my beautiful janitor man. He doesn't have to sing. That would be a nice bonus if he does. I do wonder, like Alan Wake had so many like out there like segments. Like there was a musical segment, there was a whole like movie within the game part and things like that. And I do wonder if like Control didn't bring a lot of that experimental stuff in. Like there was the Ashtray Maze, which was very good, but it was still ultimately a game part of a game that didn't have that kind of like fourth wall breakness to it, I guess. But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I'm still a little on Dylan being the protagonist, but I get it. And it looks like Jesse at least will still be there, which is important. Only because so I can make Jesse jokes about Breaking Bad. Which is the only reason why Jesse needs to be in the game. Not because, she's an important character or anything. Hee hee. Okay. Yeah. I will 100%. Like, there's a part of me that kind of just wants to go over to that song right now. Like, to be like, I'm sorry, Poets of the Fall. It is time to listen to Johnny Cash. You know what I mean? You're like, too bad. Sorry. You know what? We're going to do that because we've been talking about it and now my brain wants to listen to it. One moment, please. Put this down. Oh. I believe this is it. Oh, it's already in my liked songs? One. Or is the option just to search in my playlist? There we go. Wait, what? Where is it? Okay, it lied to me. All right. Everyone get ready to feel depressed. I'm going to be quiet. Fucking ad break. For those who went to the ad break, I'm sorry. Really good song. Really good song. I'm gonna put something. Well, we'll get back to my normal playlist. Big old switch. But what if we already were? Oh no, Silver Knight. No, don't say that. I mean, I guess nothing changes, but so going back a little bit to Johnny Cash's Hurt, I heard that version when it was nabbed by it was used in the Logan soundtrack, the Old Man Logan movie. So of course, shock and surprise, now that song also in the right presentation, being like, here's Logan and he's dying, and then I cry again. I feel like a lot of these stories are, and then I cried. Ah, well. Oh no. I can't. It's not karaoke time, it's cross stitching time. I keep every time I like do like an in out with my hand, I see it move like on the camera out of my periphery, and I keep thinking like, something's here. The ghosts. The ghosties. They're here to get me. Whoa. Oh, sorry, but if you heard that scraping sound, that was definitely not the sound of my headphones hitting the camera. Definitely not. Get under there. Get under there. Under there is your home now. There you go. Yep. All right. I'm picking up. Here. Oh, no! No, it slipped out. Now I have to rethread it. Like that. I hate having to rethread needles. It's annoying. Such a small hole. Oop. Mouse, you're in the way. Get away. So, talking about songs that make you cry. Well, that not this song. This song doesn't make me cry. Another song that I remembered is a song by V&V Nation called "Illusion." That one gets me every freaking time. And then another one, which no one's going to know except me. So I'm going to tell you a game. And I can't remember the name of it, but it was the title theme of Atelier Shally. And oh man, that one. Oh, like I feel like someone I'm just going to play it. Like that one, I'll just have to play and be like, this is why I'm crying. I'm crying right now. Actually, no, I'm not right now, but like things that make Elizabeth cry 100% of the time. And I'll be honest, I find it is getting worse as my ancient banshee ness has lived longer on this earth. I have more things that make me cry now. Not that I was particularly like tough or anything. Oh man. Here's something embarrassing. So here's the embarrassing banshee story for the day. Way back as a small banshee. Oh, you know that one? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can definitely see that one offering a comfort. When I started going to school, nobody explained to me what fire alarms are or fire drills or whatever, right? So I only knew them as, if a fire alarm goes off, you must leave because there is a fire. So, one day in class, like I think this is like kindergarten or whatever. Oh wait, no, it's all twisted. The fire alarm goes off, and the official kind of like distinction was that it was considered a false alarm. No one had to do anything. But meanwhile, I'm like, but it's the fire alarm. You go outside when the fire alarm goes off. If not, you will burn to death in a fire. That is why you leave. The alarm is telling you to go. Anyway, so I'm like, trying to leave. Like I'm getting up and the teacher's like, no, sit down. And I'm like, but conflicting authority is now happening. And it's like, no, I have to go outside. It's a fire alarm. And the teacher's like, no, sit down. No. And of course, no one else is going. So of course now I'm like, oh, like no one's going. So then I sit down and I just start crying because my little banshee brain is like, apparently we're just all going to die in here. We're all going to die. And I'm sad about that because I don't want to die. I'm like, oh, I'm going to make my parents sad and I'm going to make my sister sad. And oh no, I'm never going to see anybody again. Anyway, so eventually my parents explained, like I got home and like was all upset. I mean, like, I thought I was going to die. I thought I was never going to see you again. And they're like, oh, I guess we should have explained that sometimes it's a drill and you just don't go outside. It's like, oh, well, how do I know which is which? And they're like, do whatever your teacher tells you to do. And it's like, oh, okay. Anyways. Yeah, like that's the thing. Is like even now, it's like I hear like the fire alarm in my work when we're doing fire drills. Like you still have to go outside. So it's like I don't know. Maybe I just had a shit teacher. Teacher was like, I don't want to deal with this. Where you're all staying inside. Or maybe it was a bad weather day or something. Who knows? Like, I don't remember enough because I was a very small banshee at the time. Oh well. But I do get like, because like say for instance, like the building I currently live in, every other Friday, or sorry, one Friday a month, they do fire alarm testing. And you're not supposed to go outside. Like they send out an email, they warn, they're like, hey, there's going to be a fire alarm test on this time. If you hear it, you don't have to do anything. See, so like those ones, yeah, you don't go outside for. But also they tell you. They're like, don't worry about it. So maybe it was like a case of like it was a test of the fire alarm system, but not an actual drill. But like maybe don't do those when you have kids in your classes. Like, anyways, embarrassing story over. There we go. Are you enjoying the formation of this giant blob? Giant blob of tan, or is this khaki? I don't remember anymore. One was mocha, but I think that's this. Wait, which one is which? Let us check the guide. This is this. So this darkest one is mocha. This one is tan, ultra very light, which sounds like a special attack. Hello. Fall to the power of my ultra very light. Oh, I slipped the stitch again. No, get back. Get back in your hole. That is your home, at least until I've done enough stitches that it won't be your home no more. Not your hole. This is your hole. Cross stitching. An entire craft based around finding the hole at the right time. Well, at least the playlist is like, no more of this depression. Here is your pop. Okay, so I need to stop 2 more before the end. This is where I have to be mindful of not hitting a flow state where I just start doing a row and just like do cross stitches all the way down here. Be like, that can't be right. Nope, wrong hole. That's the wrong hole too. That's the right hole. Don't put the needle in the wrong hole. And everyone is sad. Hey, hey. This is also another band that I found through AMVs. The point is, if you want me to maybe listen to, if there's a band you think that I should listen to, send me an AMV by them. Send me an AMV someone has made. And I'll be like, hey, I like this anime. Now I like this band. That's not true. You can usually just send me the song and I'll be like, ooh, new song. Nope, still go in the right hole. This band is French. You can tell because there's accordions in it.
Lol.
You'd be like, Elizabeth, that's a stereotype, but I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong. They're even saying ooh la la. That's a French thing. Ooh la la. Second. I just realized I've been streaming for over an hour and I have not taken a stretch break, which is bad for my back. And also my hands, because I don't want to give myself carpal tunnel. Oh, I don't know if that was caught by the mic. Oh, I cracked that really bad. Ooh. You ever crack something, you just feel something go loose for a second, you're like, uh-oh. Or we're having very epic stretches. I just want my wrist. Stretching, we're stretching. Now I stretch my back. You can't watch that part. Oh, something made noise there too. Sorry if you had to listen to the cracking of my back. Ugh. It's important to do, though. It's important. You don't necessarily need Final Fantasy 16 music to do it to, but it doesn't hurt. I remember now, there was like, is it a video game or was it a TV show? And like, they did like the whole like the big bombastic orchestral moment, and like there was like the lyrics. I can't remember what it was, but it was like the equivalent of just like, oh, it's gonna bother me now. Oh man. So they were just singing like the name of the character over and over, and I'm just like, what is this? Oh, I remember now. It was, oh shit. It was a game that had like all these options for constructed languages, so which is why I was surprised when they just went for like basic English and it's orchestral singing. When it's like you could have done anything. One, two, three, four. Let me just double check that. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro. Yeah. Ow. I did not just bang my head again. Don't worry about it. Ba, 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 da, da, da. I do kind of funny at the end. Like we've had all these like major like announcements or whatever for the year. Like, you know, we had the Nintendo Direct, we had the PC thing, we had Summer Game Fest, and like at the end, I'm like, I am excited for like 2 games. Sorry. Feral Beast, hello. Do you want to come up and say hello to your adoring public? Oh no, you want water. Okay, well fuck me then. My cat just wants to be hydrated. Oh dear. Maybe I'll abduct her anyways. You will address your adoring public, Feral Beast. You have no choice. Well, let her have her water first. It is a hot day. It is important the feral beasts stay hydrated. Go. Done this line. And then the blob is done. The blob. Looks like a really fat fish in isolation. It'll look like a cloud. True. Yeah. That is one thing I like about cross stitching is like it translates very well to pixel art. If it exists in pixels, I can make a cross stitch of it. I should probably do one of the Rad Shiba. That would be fun. I don't think you guys know who the Rad Shiba is, but he's rad. He is the raddest Shiba. He wears sunglasses and he talks because he lives in the future where dogs get to talk. Man, you're still drinking water? Thirsty bitch. Come here. Come here. It's time to address your door in public. Yeah. No. Come. Pause. No! Stop fighting me! Let me introduce you to the internet. Ow! Okay, never mind. You saw her paw. That's all you get. Like, bitch, no. I will not be your sideshow. Whoop. Alright, so what part I'm gonna do next? I guess I can do the one that's the surrounding blah blah blah. The technical term, the surrounding blah blah blah. Okay, there we go. You go here. Now it's your turn. How do I? There we go. Ta-da! I know. That's actually why I remembered they exist in Weather in my Spotify again. I was 100% watching X-Men 97. I was like, I remember this band. I like them. And so I then, went on a hunt. So here's a fun story. The very first cassette tape I bought with my allowance dollars as a tiny small banshee was Ace of Base's The Sign album. Ha! And I had a little Walkman and I used it to walk to and from school so I didn't have to engage with the rest of society. I tell stories like this, and then there's a little voice in the back of my head where it's like, that's the tism. Who are your friends in grade school growing up? This Walkman. Shit. I am excited for the next season of X-Men 97. I think it comes out early July, or is it later this month? I'm still not over the death of Gambit. I'm sure he's fine. I'm sure they'll bring him back because that's always how that goes, right? Right. People don't die forever in a comic book. They come back later when it is narratively dramatic and to maximize emotional suffering. Right? Correct. Well, I'm pretty sure. So I'm not going to treat this as a spoiler because this is obviously comic book adaptation. If you can just go to the comic book. In the comic book, Gambit becomes one of the horsemen of the apocalypse, and considering the main villain of the next season does appear to be Apocalypse, I suspect he will be resurrected as the horseman of I think it's War. He is resurrected as. So I'm sure he's fine. And then he'll be like, and then Rogue will be like, "No, my beloved Remy, he's been turned into a horseman of apocalypse," and he'll be like, "Bah, I'm gonna kill the X-Men." But with the accent from New Orleans. And then she'll be like, "No, the power of love will save you." And then he'll be like, "No, the power of love is stupid." But, eventually the power of love will overcome, and I'll cry. There, spoilers over. Man. Nobody stays dead in a comic book, even when you see the body, even when they bury the body, even when they burn the body to an itty bitty little crisp. They always come back. I mean, yeah. I mean, in this case, I don't think like the idea of him coming back as a horseman of the apocalypse. I don't think it was done with his consent. You know what I mean? You know, compare and contrast with Warren Worthington, Angel, who became the other apocalypse horseman of death. At this point, it might be simpler just to list who in the X-Men hasn't become a horseman. Who hasn't become evil? Oh, hello, Benry. Welcome on into the Dungeon Lounge. How you guys doing today? It is me, Elizabeth, a member of the Dungeon Lounge. I am doing cross-stitching today. So I'm kind of back to crafts, not quite mini painting, but we are doing craft. Hello. Were you working on minis? Let me give you a shout out and I can find out. Yeah, it's cross-stitching here. I'll give after I do my shout out, I will show you what it's going to look like at the end. It's based off of the video game Disco Elysium. Yeah, minis. What are me? What minis? Please tell me. But yes, also for those who have just joined, yes, this is the finished product that I'm working towards. So you can see here, I'm in the cloud layer of the cross stitch. I 100% recommend Disco Elysium. It is a really good game. It's not an easy game at times. I will give it that. I mean both sometimes mechanically and sometimes just emotionally. And you Titus is threatening to say, wow, dang, that sounds like a lot of work. Hopefully they gave you a lot of time. Right, yeah. I mean, the game takes place over a course of like a three days, I think it is. And yeah, fair enough. So yeah, that's good. It's good with like in some respects, like I like having an open-ended timeline is good because that way you're not under pressure. But on the other hand, sometimes like I find if I'm given like, oh, just do it whenever, whenever becomes never. So sometimes I need the deadline to keep me on task, if that makes sense. Because like say for instance, this originally I was actually going to make this as a Christmas gift. And just the timing didn't work out because I overestimated my ability to quickly cross stitch. Teehee. And like I find it's been hard to kind of like sometimes keep momentum to work on it because again now it's like, well, not that I'm aiming at this like at this point I'll just be giving it to Grim when it's finished as opposed to aiming for a specific holiday or what have you. Doing a lot of commissions. Oh, nice. Oh wow. I mean, on the one hand, that's good because I'm assuming the commissions bring in the money, but hopefully it's not more than you. Hopefully it is within your professional tolerance of painting because I know, like burnout is a thing. But also, oh, sorry, I forgot to say hello, art by Quibi. I'm sorry if I got your name wrong. I don't know if I said Quibi right. Oh, really? I will say sometimes, like, like when you're really excited for a project, sometimes, yeah, it is hard to slow down, if that makes any sense. Because you're just like, I'm going to go do all this thing. I'm so excited to paint this thing or so excited to, work on this project or what have you, right? You say it QB. Okay. So I did get it right. Yeah, QB. No relation to the creature from Madoka Magica, right? No relation? If not, nope, cool. I just to be clear, I am not interested in any magical girl contracts at this time. I am good. I am an ancient mythic banshee. I do not require the triviality of a magical girl arc at this time. Yeah, well said. It's true. It's true. It does seem like a lot of stress. And kind of hell on any romantic relationships you want to have. I mean, any sort of secret identity kind of does that, doesn't it? Hole there. Hole. So Ben, what you mentioned you've been working on a bunch of stuff. Is it what specific stuff have you been working on? If I may ask, if I may be so bold as to inquire. Conquest, a mythology war game. Oh, I've never heard of that game before. Is it like a standalone? Like, does it just come with like a set of minis, or is it like Warhammer? And that you kind of have like your different factions and like multiple Norse themed army. Ooh, that sounds like fun. I will say I've been recently on Fridays playing through Mechanicus 2, and the League of Votan makes a cameo, and I was just like, I forgot like the Games Workshop did a good job on their designs, like, especially to make them like distinct from the Viking aesthetic that shows up in the Space Wolves. So it was good. You got Norse warrior gods, Japanese Oni, diggy diggy hole. I've never actually played that game. What is it? Deep Rock Galactic? Never played it. I keep being told that I should consider it. That sounds really cool. That sounds like a good mix of stuff. I mean, speaking from my experience of playing Bocopia, sometimes it is fun just to punch downwards and dig a hole. Yeah, for sure. Oh, really? Well, you know what? Have fun with it. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, some people take their grimdark too seriously, and it's like, you know what? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I mean, we've got a what? One of the Inquisitors is literally like Obi-Wan Sherlock or something like that. The game writers don't take the game seriously. You shouldn't either. Just have some fun with it. There you go. Obi-Wan Sherlock Clouseau. What a lad. What a lad. Well, of course, he's part of the Inquisition. He's an investigator of the Inquisition. He's looking for all the heresy. It's over there. You'll find it. But yeah. It is always funny when you've got the people who like take Warhammer 40K way, way, way too seriously. And it's just like, don't make me tap the Sherlock Clouseau sign. I'll do it. Yeah, 100%. Calm down. The game was started as a satire about Margaret Thatcher. Because it's British. Don't get stressed about it. It's just a game. It's just a game with little plastic dudes. Oh, I haven't seen the new Weird Boy model. That'd be the Orc faction, right? Because their Weird Boys are their psychers, if I recall correctly. Oh, I should take a look at that then. Yeah. I mean, personally, like Orcs aren't my faction of choice. As I mentioned before, it is the Adeptus Mechanicus, hence why I'm playing Mechanicus 2. But the Orcs appeal to my little dumb brain. Like, we're talking about, for all those out there listening, here, cross-stitching is set down. It's lore time. So, as discussed previously, in Warhammer, psychic powers exist. However, the Orcs are kind of yes and no hive mindy, like not tyrannid hive mind, but they do kind of have like a collective unconsciousness that they share. And because they all grow from mushrooms, they're mushroom people. Hence why they're all asexual, and I guess could all technically classify as a they, because I don't even think they're concerned about the concept of gender. Honestly, orcs don't care. The only thing that orcs care about is the wog, which is war, but said with a lot of G's and an H. Yeah, go ahead, post a picture. But the idea is that orcs, for the most part, can't use psychic powers, with the exception of the weird boys, but they collectively believe things strongly enough that creates a psychic power-like effect. The big things they believe are colors. And if they paint their vehicle certain colors, they have different effects. So say, for example, if you paint a vehicle red, it goes faster. You have to put speed lines on it. Blue is the luckiest color. Purple is the magical weird color. Purple is the stealth color, if I recall correctly. If you want something to be stealthy, you paint it. Yeah, purple is the stealthy color. So I think the weird boys just often end up being in purple because they're trying to be stealthy. But anyways, I could also be 100% wrong. My orc lore is weak. But anyways, I just love that idea of an entire faction that is just collectively brainwashed themselves and have made it reality that red makes things go faster. Zoom. Which is also why I would have issues painting orcs, because I'd be like, but I have to make it red because it has to go faster. That is the deep lore. Anyways, I'm going to click on this link. Cool. I am going to open the link. Oh, wow. Yeah, wow. He's got the crazy eyes. He even did a little swirl in it. Dang, that's some impressive paintwork. That is fun looking. It kind of reminds me a bit of the Electro Priest from the Adeptus Mechanicus, just with the wires, but that's cool. That's cool. It goes fast. My orcs go fast when I throw them. You shouldn't throw your minis across the table, if only because you paid a lot of money for them. Right. You've paid many, many money dollars. Especially in this economy. I've seen Thulia Gold. She's another Archmagos like Belisar's Call, but she's a mix of basket. Oh, I haven't seen that one, no. Wait, I did that wrong. I missed my stitch. I anticipated it too much. There we go. Oop, fixed. What I do kind of hope is that they take the miniature characters that were done for Mechanicus and start to bring them over to give them miniatures in Warhammer. Like maybe not give them like rule sets or whatever. Like I'm fine with that, but like it would be fun to have like a little Scavola all of my own. Or Festinius. Festinius has got an impressive model too. Thought of Bobo. It is. You should be thinking of Bobo. This is 100% from 100% from Everhood. So you're right on thinking about Bobo. We must think of new technology used to blow up the enemies. I mean, yeah. I mean, it was funny at the beginning of Mechanicus too. They're like, "Hey, Exterminatus isn't an option," and I'm like, "What? What? Exterminatus is always an option. It's never not an option. Don't tell me it's not an option. I'll cry." Right. If I can't blow up a planet that pisses me off, then I don't want to be doing it no more. Oh, they use it as loss of resources. I mean, it is, and I mean, sure, but sure. So I know, like, yeah, I know the idea of, like, especially in Mechanicus 2, like, they're trying to establish a Forge world. So they're like, we've kind of put some resources into this and we don't want you blowing it up. But it's like, but the only way to be sure. All of my training has led to this moment. Blow the bitch up. I do find it funny that's the ending they decided to make canon out of the Mechanicus games. I'm sure there's some people who aren't happy about that. I'm fine with it because that's the ending I got. My desire to see things explode is greater than my desire to preserve life. It's true. They can't. If days exploded, then they can't be getting fighting backies. Because what? They've exploded. Yeah, it's down here. All right, I'm just going to quickly check thread count for a second. Okay, good. We're on the count. One thing I have learned from all of my various playing of strategy games is I generally enjoy setting things on fire. So why can't I do it at a planet-wide scale? Why not? Don't tell me I can't, because I will. That game doesn't have a Turbinatus ending. I'm going to force one. Actually, no, I won't. I don't even know how to mod shit. I have never modded a video game in my life. I will not be learning how today. Maybe later. Probably not. And honestly, any mod I do would be probably just for cosmetic reasons. Be like, this character lacks a fun ballroom dress. I will mod one in. Don't you tell me that Belisarius Call wouldn't look better without with a tutu. Or with a tutu. With a tutu. Or the Space Marines. There's I think I mentioned it before, but there's a few artists that I follow on Instagram who do mini painting, and they do like the girly pop style. And so all their Warhammer Space Marines are very ooh and glammed up with little Swarovski crystals and things like that. And I'm here for it because I think you should make them as pretty as you want. And then take them to a tournament and, you know, play them to see how many people you bother. Keep a tally. Have you seen Marines? Yes, I have. They're great. I've also seen one that was done, an Imperial Knight that was done that way too. They're great. Like I'm 100% planning when kind of like when I'm ready to go back to painting. I'm 100% wanting to do a I've got a Sister of Battle. I grab it. I have it. I can reach it. Where is it? Here you are. No. Okay. I have to slightly slide my chair. Ugh. Ugh. So there's this one, which is based on the artwork of John Bladge, who I just remembered has passed away. So now it feels like shitty to do this. But my original plan had to do this like in a very like Barbie, Yas Queen, like girly pop style. Oh, you didn't get this model? Oh no, I'm sorry. You can see I've got dust on it because it's been a while since I've painted. But yeah, this one I believe is based off of a piece of art that was done by John Blanche, who was a legend in terms of, like, he defined a lot of the early style of the Warhammer aesthetic, what would become the Warhammer aesthetic, the grimdark. Oh, really? Oh, I'm so sorry. I got mine like at retail prices. It was also like I was at the hobby store and it was like, oh, we've got these. Do you want to grab one while you're grabbing some? Because I was grabbing some other Sisters of Battle at the time, and it was just like, oh, do you want to grab this? And it's like, oh yeah, sure, I'll throw it on. Yeah, no idea that it would appreciate like that. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And I'm going to ruin its retail value by painting it. Because I'm assuming that most of its retail value is an unpainted version. Why don't they redo thing? Not yeah, that's going to make it mine. But now that I think about it, like, why don't they just print more of them? Like it's already like I've got the kit. Like here, I'll grab it out again. It's a resin kit. It's not a plastic sprue. Here. Eh. There. You get it open. Like you can see here, like this is like their sprues for resin kits. Why not just print more? You can do it. Why not? Yeah, I guess. I feel like this is something that would eventually just show up, especially like, let's be clear, the tributes are now pouring in for John Blanche. Like if there's ever a time to start bringing this model back, now is the time, right? To do another print run. But yeah, maybe they just don't have access to the materials to do it or something, which is unfortunate. Close that back up. Oh. Emily, yes, it is amazing. Like I feel like any like tabletop Warhammer, like anything that have like benefited from staying at home and keeping yourself busy, boomed because like you had the same thing with video games too, right? Like the whole like a lot of people are like, oh, you know, the newest expansion for Animal Crossing isn't doing gangbusters. It must be that series is dead. It's like, no, Animal Crossing, the most recent Animal Crossing came out during the pandemic, during the initial stages of like, you know, everyone was just, you know, staying home and making sourdough starters. And it, you know, gave like the feeling of adventure and going outside. So shock and surprise, it went crazy. Oh yeah, of course. No, thank you. Have a good sleep. I will do my best to keep your raiders entertained. And thank you for coming by. It was good to talk to you as well. I appreciate the pictures of the minis. Have a good sleep. Okay, where are we? Where do I pick up next? Okay, that row. Ooh, oh, that is. Oh, that's cursed. That's cursed. Holy crap, that's cursed. That is very cursed. Hope you're off to bed as well. Thank you very much for stopping by, QB. Have a good rest to you as well. Good sleep. Good warm naps or cold naps, depending on what the temperature is like where you are. I wish you the temperature that allows you to get the best sleep. One of those like weird sleepers where I want to be kind of cold while I go to sleep, but then I want to be warm while I'm actually sleeping. I don't get it. This makes things very awkward when I'm trying to like sleep. Like I have it set like during the summer. What I'll usually do is I'll like have my air conditioner on a timer, so it's like cold enough to get me to sleep, but then it doesn't end up like, you know, I don't wake up freezing an hour later because it's too cold. Man, this song is such an earworm. Around the world, around the world. Thinking about it, like there's a part of me that kind of was interested in then checking out. Returning back to the orc topic, there's a game called Speed Freaks, which is again, it's an orc. I think it's like an orc racing game again, based on the idea of again, red goes fast, right? Red goes super fast. Is it no? Yes. Okay. I was doubting my stitching for a second. I was like, oh no, I went to the wrong hole. There we go. Oh, hello, Feral Beast. How are you? I see it has been 5 whole minutes and you are now back. Would you like to see your adoring public? Yeah. Yeah. She came right up this time. Who wants to see Feral Beast? That's a lie. You're seeing Feral Beast whether or not you want to. Look, there she is. Feral Beast, say hi. Say hi to your adoring public. Meow meow. You may not have the cross stitching. That's not for you. But if you want to sit down and be adorable, you can. At your butt. You gonna sit? It's kind of hard to do cross stitching when you're sitting. Like it's hard to like reach over here while you're here. Hello, Cavalcadence. Good to see you. It's okay. I understand. I don't need highs. All highs go to the feral beast. You're gonna get you're gonna get snuggy. Good. You're gonna settle? You're gonna settle? Here, put your butt down. There we go. There we go. Everyone say hello to the feral beast. At your chin. Right, you good? You're gonna have a cuddle? Oh no. I'm covered in fur now. That's my wire for my headphones. You can't have that. I mean, I was coming up on a stretch break anyway, so I guess this counts, right? Oh no! Don't stretch that way. You'll roll off my lap. Yeah. What's up? I'm gonna have a sleep. Oh, I almost hit my head again. Okay. Can I have my hand back? Thank you. I know it's very unfortunate that I did that, but I am supposed to be doing crafting time. This isn't the pet feral beast for 3-hour stream. I mean, it could be if that is what the people want to see. I guess I could just do the 3-hour feral beast cam. I could make you internet famous, right, baby? Isn't that what you want? And I could use it to buy you the expensive treats. Make all the cat food a business expense. Ooh. What are you looking at? Oh, you gotta go? Time to go? Okay. Oh no, it was just rotating time. Okay. She just needed to spin 90 degrees. Or is this one 80 degrees? I don't know. How you doing? Let's get at your ears. Right here. The spot, isn't it? 2 of them. Do you have any words of wisdom to share with everyone? You were so chatty earlier today. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I was trying to do the dishes and you're like, yeah. You know, she's like, no, scratch my chin. Scratch it. Yes. Look into the light. Wait, don't look into the light. Don't go anywhere near the light. It's bad for you. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna get back to work, okay, baby? Okay. I'll leave the camera here just in case people want to continue to adore you. All right, I'll bring the project a little closer now. Meanwhile, she's like, "Ooh, oh, why are you vibrating back there? Good." I would like everyone in chat to know that Feral Beast is purring. Oh, you gotta go. Okay, baby. Everyone say goodbye to the Feral Beast. She's leaving. Oh, she'll be back in like 5 minutes. Maybe 6 if she's feeling independent. Yeah. I'm sure she is aware of the heartbreak she is causing by leaving. Yeah. Nope. There we go. Yes, baby, what's up? She's just standing next to me ominously now. Can I help you? Is there something you wish to discuss with the rest of chat, Feral Beast? I guess not. Goodbye. She's like, I'm disappointed in you, mother. I leave now. Goodbye. For some reason, the song makes me think of a Disney song, but it's not a Disney song. Oh, thank you. You're right. I am supposed to be having a stretch break, even though I had a cat break. Sorry. The gruff la la la's are getting me. Okay. Stretch break. All right. Crack the knuckles. Oh, hello, Feral Beast. Welcome back. Okay. Well, it's food time. She does not want to see you again, chat. But that's her loss. All right. Ugh. All right, stretch complete. Now a drink. Oh, no, not the coaster. I don't want to drink the coaster. There we go. Refreshment complete. Back to work. Probably, don't push this. Flippy. And then right here. There we go. Through. There we go. Beautiful. And then we throw the scrap away. Yep. Color. I have to be careful because all my tans look alike over there. I've been drinking pop for a little while now. I feel like I'm going to burp. I don't want to do it on stream. That will be weird.
I am a delicate banshee that does not burp.
Eh.
I get to see this band live in July. I am excited. They are going to be performing with Muse. It's cool. Eh. Again,
I feel like it's like some sort of like like when you're cooking and you're like you gotta flip a pancake. It's like flip, flip.
do I want to pull this back? Can I pull it back? Yeah, that's probably not a good idea. Never mind. Yeah, there we go.
Sometimes it gets hard, like when you get to like kind of like these more filled holes that have been already received other cross stitches. It's like you got to try and be careful to fit it through without accidentally undoing your prior work, or just that you haven't overly closed the hole with all your other stitches, I guess. Nope. There. overall, I think I made pretty good progress so far today. I mean, not that I've still got another hour to go, and I got like basically this entire section and this one down here, this little section too. All right, so this one. Dun, 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 dun. Corruption and politics? That isn't relevant. They got rid of this in the 90s. I'm afraid to merge on the freeway. I am convinced every other car is going to hit me. Or I won't see them. I give a lot of kudos to race car drivers. I like, it's one of those things where it's like, I'm okay with driving fast, but you're like the reaction time you need when you're driving at that speed is like much higher than, you know, when you're like coasting at like 50. So it's like, you know, being able to be like a race car driver, it's like, I'm going to go at 200. It's like, that's too fast. To need those Jedi reflexes then. Sorry. All right. So returning to the earlier thread where we were talking about covers that have surpassed the original, that's Maniac. Carpenter Britt's version of Maniac, 100% for me is, I think, better than, like, its cover is better than the original iteration of the song. See, it's a circle. We're back where we started talking about song covers. So honestly, this song, the overall like creation of the song is really funny. Because like for those who are not yet ancient, the original version of Maniac was bought for use in a movie called Flashdance, which is about a small town girl who wants to become a dancer and get a professional. And they were, I guess, sourcing songs to put in the soundtrack, and they reached out to this artist, the artist of the original track, and were like, "Do you have anything you could use for this movie?" And he actually presented to them a demo cut of Maniac. But the thing is, Maniac was written originally to be a song about a girl stalker. Like, that's why she's a maniac, right? The line was about like, oh, she's not a maniac for dance. No, she's just a maniac. She's a serial killer. Anyways. And they really liked the song, but obviously some of the lyrics weren't usable in the original state. So he kind of like changed just enough that it wasn't about a serial killer anymore. Serial killer psycho lady. And just, no, she's a maniac for dance. So there's your dumb lore for the day. I'm trying to remember what the original lyric was, because like the chorus is the main part that got changed. I don't know what the original lyric is. It's going to bother me now. I'm going to have to look up that episode of Pop-Up Video, because that's where I get all my music song facts from. Bam, bam, bam. It is unfortunate that apparently the artist, the original artist of Maniac, is 100% a one-hit wonder. He didn't get any other major successes after this song, unfortunately. But I think he went on to like a producing career. So like stayed in the field, just wasn't composing himself, or not composing, but like he wasn't performing himself anymore. Which does seem to be like the fate of a lot of like one-hit wonders where they stay in the business, they're just not performing themselves anymore. Which, like, kind of is not a bad thing by any means, right? I guess it depends on what the reason you do music and why you are performing. Like these never danced before. Nope. Nope. Hello, Feral Beast. I see it has been 5 minutes. Do you want uppies? You can come uppies. I know who the people in the stream are here to see, and it ain't me. And that's okay, because you're very adorable. Someone's an adorable Feral Beast. She's back, everybody. Want to see her paws? Look, it's her paws. Repeat. He's like, put me down. I am not your internet continent mother. Yes, you are. Oh, you got so much fur. I just brushed you. Why are you like? Look how much fur. Look at all this fur. I brushed you. Why do you have fur again? Why? Explain it to me. Bleh. There you go. Oh, okay. Get comfy. There we go, chat. One comfy feral beast. Oh, yeah. Now, if we're truly blessed today, chat, we'll also get a visit from Feral Beast 2. Her visits are much less frequent. I want to make sure the camera's focusing on the right part. No, don't claw me. Why is your paw wet? Okay, I'm sorry. I'll return to scratching your chin. Your chinny chin chin. No. Are you comfort? At the spot? I got the spot. Okay. I'm gonna get back to work now, okay? No, don't give me that face. Don't give me that face. It's productive. Yeah. Ah! Don't hit my head. By repositioning the camera, I have. There we go. Ugh. No, don't headbutt the cross stitching. I've asked for it by bringing it closer to her. No, don't you dare. Don't you dare. I saw that little like brain cell fire and be like, I could eat the string. No, you may not. The strings are not for feral beasts to eat. Don't. Ah! Don't headbutt. Look into the light. No, wait. Don't look into the light. You're going to live forever. Isn't that right? You're going to live forever. Uh-oh. My secret shame. Classic rock. Classic pop. Mm. All right, there we go. Ah, I hit my head again. Oh, higher, baby. Can I get the stitch? There we go. There we go. Flip. Look, girl. Look, girl beast. Look at it. You like it? You like it? Well, your opinion doesn't count anyways. I'm taking. And your sweet desire. Sorry, I got distracted. My cat is cute. All right, what part do we want to work on next? Got about a half hour to go. So don't commit to a big section. Oh, we can do the, because this will be outer rimmed in the mocha. The mocha. Let's clean this up. Sorry. No. That's definitely not for Pharaoh Beast. I'm taking. Don't you do it. There we go. I'm sorry, I'm a sucker for yellow. No, don't play with it. Look, no touch. Which I know is weird because you're like, strings, all strings are mine. I hear you, baby, but. No, yeah, when's the day did need to? Ah, no. It was threaded and then I pulled it the wrong way and now it's unthreaded. Oh, damn. Armin van Buren, what are you doing in my playlist? That's not true. I know it got there. I put it there. Do you want to learn how to cross stitch, baby? Beep, beep, beep. You want to dance? That's not true. You're too cool to dance, right? Oh, okay. Sorry. Do you want to use your own foot to do it? Oh. Are you leaving? Or are you resettling? Oh, you're resettling. Okay. Not there. That's claws in my thigh. Do not go in my thigh. Thank you. Okay. No, yeah. Baby. Don't give me those innocent eyes. Your eyes full of naughty thoughts. Right. Flipping it when I've got a cat in my lap is significantly more difficult. No, don't eat the thread. No, you're on the run. There we go. You hiccuping? Oh, you're leaving. Okay. She was plotting her escape. She was like, no. There we go. Yeah. All readjusted. There you go. Much easier to flip when I don't have a cat in my lap. I feel like for a while, Myth and Royd were like doing like all the anime theme songs, and then it was like, poof, now they're gone. I'm sure they're still making music, but sorry, camera. Not releasing this. Get in there. Get in there. Both of you. Aha. Oh, my thing is covered in cat hair now. Oop. Oh, sorry. Let me just take a moment. I'm going to have to remove all of the cat fur that was deposited while Feral Beast was visiting. Sorry, leaving her artistic mark. No. Eh. You don't have my tweezers for this. Oh well. Come on. There, got it. This one down here. Okay, no, I'll figure it out later. Excuse me. Had a little hiccupy thing there. Okay, 2 on this one. Okay. Feral bees, please don't destroy my carpet. Thank you. I hear you doing naughty things. He's like, you hear nothing. Sorry, I see the feral beast moving in my peripheral vision, and I'm like, what naughtiness is she getting up to now? Because she's in full bean mode. Too many beans. Yeah. Okay, cool. I was just making sure my ditch lines was lining up correctly, and it is, which is good. Oh, wrong hole. There we go. Right hole. Aha. I've said it before, and I'm pretty sure I'll say it again. It is nice to kind of see like the progress. Like, it's like, when I started this evening, like this whole section was empty, and now it's like, it's not empty. Look, progress. Would I have preferred more progress? Sure. But this is nothing to sneeze at. Especially considering I took a lot of cat breaks. A lot of cat breaks. And you guys, as you kind of like do each square or what have you, kind of start to see all of the little the pixels come together to make a picture. Mm.
What? Wait, no, cat hair. No, get out there. No, cat hair. Can't be part of the picture. You're not part of a Disco Elysium. I don't recall any cats in Disco Elysium. Were there any cats in Disco Elysium? I feel like there wasn't. I feel like there was at most a dog. Ah. You find his future Elizabeth problem. Feral beast, your fur's everywhere. He's like, whose fault is that? You keep letting me on your lap while you're working. And it's like, but you insist. Yeah, it's true. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Like, it's one of those things like I mentioned, like, I find like say for instance with minis or like cross stitching or like sewing or anything like that, like the feeling of progress is good. And kind of like having like a tangible result in the end is always super fun too. And pull through. There we go. Boop. Flip. All right. Okay. So those are going to be filled in with the lightest color. We'll come back to that. Or maybe I should just do that part quickly now. Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. Okay. Okay. There'll be hello. Not on the PC. I don't need the computer to suddenly turn off. Thank you. Everyone, Feral Beast is back. Seriously, you can't go for more than 5 minutes, can you? Okay. But you can't stay. Your fur is already causing problems. But here. Yes, I love you. Here, say hello to your adoring public. Show them your snoot. He's like, no. Okay. Now you have to go. You have to go, okay? You have to go. Can't stay. Because you're going to, no, don't purr. No, don't purr. Don't be like a lump. No, you have to go. Say goodbye. Say goodbye. 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 Okay, now you have to go. She's fighting me. Chat, she's fighting me. Okay. I win. Ah. I'll have to apologize to her later. And by apologize to her later, I mean give her treats, because that is the only form of apology that my cat understands. I'm just making sure this is in the right spot. Okay. So is anyone out there working on mini projects? If so, I would like to hear about them. Instead of me just ranting about my project incessantly. Oops, sorry, camera. It's okay, Elizabeth. I forgive you and my camera. Oop. It took almost the entire stream, but we finally got our CanCon. Real Beast, I need you to settle your beans. She doesn't listen to me. Not a while on anything specific unless you can. You know what? That can't be.
Like, are you running a TTRPG, or are you, or I think Grim mentioned you sometimes do maps, or am I thinking of someone else? Beast, what are you doing? No, no, do not bring me your toys. All right, chat. Feral Beast has brought me this present. It is her mouse, and she wants me to play with her. Should I throw it? Should I throw her disgusting mouse? We're only playing in 2. Oh, nice. You know what? Yeah, I can hear that. Sometimes you just need to take a break. All right. Goodbye, Feral Beast. Are you the forever DM of your group then? Oh no, she's whining. She brought it back. She brought it back. She brought back the terrible mouse. All right, I'm throwing it. Oh, hello, Feral Beast 2. Where did you come from? Ugh. They're both here. Oh, this is Ormond. Feral Beast, please don't keep bringing back the toy. I threw it over there so it wouldn't come back. Oh, wait, okay, that's right. Actually, since I came back to playing, I'm pretty sure I tried that. Yeah. Oh, wow, that's awesome. I always do find it interesting when you kind of get like different, like when the player becomes the forever player becomes becomes the DM, because it's you kind of get like a perspective on like what, I don't say like what matters to them, because that's probably not the right way to phrase it, but like you kind of get their perspective on like what, because like obviously like your own biases and things bleed through. Feral Beast 1 and 2. Yeah, sure. Yeah, everyone's got their own style and what they place emphasis on, or like what rules they will more strictly enforce, or things like that. But honestly, I find that the best moments of any TTRPG, they're those those collaborative moments where just like, what the DM is laying down comes together. The players are like either picking it up or like taking in their own direction, and there's like an energy. I don't know if I can really kind of capture it just talking about it, but there's like this there's like the tension, the excitement. It's just like, ooh, it's good. It's addicting. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we had a bit of that moment last week. Flora was actually DMing, and we were going through a cave, and we ended up doing something she didn't expect. And she said like it completely changes how she wants the final encounter to go. So she's like, I need to call game early so I can kind of like redo this encounter that matches like what you guys have been doing. And it was like one of those things where she's like, she was happy to do it, because she was like, this is something that I didn't predict, but I really want to see play out. in that campaign, I am currently playing a Kenku artificer, which I think I mentioned before. Her name is Twinkle, and she is on I think it's called the Battlesmith path, the one where you get a little kind of like automaton construct. And it's basically just a large version of a Kenku. And the joke now in the group is that there's Twinkle the Kenku and then her automaton named Binkle. Because it's big, because the initial thing was calling her Big Twink, calling the construct Big Twinkle, and then it got shortened by Grimm into Binkle. Oh wow. Speech from the yeah, and those moments they're not always common, and they shouldn't be necessarily, but when they pull together, it's good stuff. Where is my thread? Oh, I see it now. Okay. I see it now. There we go. I mean, sometimes you have to prepare for, unfortunately, for the opposite. Like sometimes you get sometimes you get some asshole players that do some stupid shit, and they do things that completely derail a campaign and not in the fun way. But when you got a good group and it all comes together, it's magical. Yeah, I hear that. Yeah, I've seen that, like where like long-term DMs. I do agree with you. Like I find like they play a little differently than those who are more long-term players. I'll be honest, like one of my biggest frustrations sometimes. Oh yeah, that's cool. The one of the biggest frustrations I have is the line, but that's what my character would do. And it's like, so like you get a character where it's like, party, like let's go with the cliche. The party meets in a tavern and they're given a job and they're told like, there's some kobolds terrorizing a mine. That may or not be the plot of what we're actually doing, but could you go look after it? But then you get like the one like, well, I'm a lone wolf. I have no incentive to take this job. I don't want to join. And it's like, then you're not participating in the game. You're going to sit in the bar the entire time. The rest of us are going to go investigate this kobold shit, right? Like when you get like those kind of players, it's like, but my character wouldn't do that. So, well, then you made a shitty character for this campaign if you aren't going to work with others. It's not. This isn't a solo TTRPG. It's if you want to be the protagonist. There are a lot of video games to facilitate that desire. Yeah, great. Get a new character who wants to actually go out, right? And I'll be honest, like my patience for that shit is gone. Because I had enough of that shit when I was a small banshee. I ain't dealing with it now. You don't want to participate in the plot? Great, fine. I remember one of those. I was playing. I was actually DMing a Legend of the Five Rings campaign, and that literally discussion came up where it's like the party was all going to go one way, and another character was like, "Well, I don't want to go with the party. I'm angry." And it's like, "Well, you're going to get left behind in a dangerous place. Are you really sure this is the right course of action?" And I will admit, I don't think this was the best way to handle it, but one of the other players was also just as much frustrated with this player and basically said, like, "Hey, Elizabeth, I pick up a rock," and I'm like, "Okay," and it's like I throw it at the other character's head, and I'm like, "Okay, roll. Do you hit?" And a rock's being thrown at your head. Roll to see if it hits. Roll your defense or whatever. And the rock connects, and he's like, "Do I do enough damage to knock them unconscious so I could just drag them along with us?" And it was like, what? Why would you do that? Simon says, "Thank you very much for the raid. Welcome into the Dungeon Lounge, everybody." Did you guys finish streaming Ace Attorney? Or was it Ace Attorney before I finished my stream? Did you finish early? But welcome, welcome. My name is Elizabeth. I am one of the 3 streamers here on the Dungeon Lounge. I'm also joined by my friends Grim and Flora. We each take different turns streaming. She lost her phone? Oh my god! Oh no! I hope she's able to get something figured out. Oh no! Yeah, I mean, 100% fair. I hear that, but oh man, that's awful. Oh, for 2 hours? Oh no. Oh, poor coffin. Like, I'll be honest, like if I lost my phone, like I've got like banking apps, I've got like various doobly doos of personal details. Like if I lost my phone, I'd be freaking like panicking so bad. Oh my god. Oh, I hope she finds it. Oh, okay. Okay. Fair enough, fair enough. So it's not she isn't going to have a potential loss of identity. It's just a face tracking. Okay, but still, that's still not good. But in terms of the scale of crises, not as bad, but still not good. But yeah, I hope she finds it. But yeah. So what were you up to if you weren't able to do Ace Attorney? Here, let me give you a shout out. Boop. A building full of cats. Fair enough. Fair enough. I get that. I get that. You're going to have to explain what a building full of cats is. I have never heard of that. I want to know. I have a cat with me right now. I don't. Unfortunately, she's not. This is Feral Beast 2, and she's unwilling to pose for the camera. But I mean, but what do you do with the building full of cats? Do you just give them treats and love? Or does something else happen with the building full of cats? And you find them. What do you do when you find them? If I found a cat, I would give them treats and tell them that they are lovely and cute. But I am. Oh, every object is a cat. That's nice. That's fun. That's fun. So what happens with the cats afterwards is a mystery. It's just the objective is to find the cats. I'll make my own headcanon about what happens when you find a cat. But I hope it was fun. So unfortunate that she wasn't able to find her phone. Hopefully she finds it. Okay, one moment. My cat is doing something stupid. Click around. Yeah. Oh, not a problem. Have a good look. Thank you so much for the raid. And yeah, I'll be probably finishing up soon myself, but a little more cross stitching to get done. Feral Beast, what are you doing? Yes, come here. Come here. If you're gonna come, no, fine. Be that way. I was gonna try and introduce you guys to Feral Beast too, but she didn't want to be introduced, so it's fine. Oh, they just continue living their lives. That was not what I predicted, but fair enough. Also, hello, Ice, the unknown ranger. By ranger, are you like a D&D ranger, or are you like a Power Ranger? The distinction is important to me. Hello. D&D? Awesome. So then follow-up question, because it's also very important, is what is your animal companion? I don't know if you just heard that booming. I think my cat has done something stupid. Concerning. Oh, she's just spinning in the box. So you know what? That's fine. You can spin. There's Grim made a little cat condo for the cats. Go for Wolf. Ah, cool, cool, cool. Wolf is good and reliable. Sorry, I keep hearing like a banging off to my left-hand side, and it's just the cat spinning in a circle, chasing her own tail in a box. Sorry, keep hearing my cat being a dumbass. It's fine. She can't destroy the box. That's inaccurate. She could destroy the box if she really, really wanted to, but she probably won't in the few minutes I've got left before I will also be calling it for stream. Because then I have to go to work tomorrow. Because that's how I get paid. It's my favorite not extra pan, but sounds like extra pan song. But yeah, don't mind me. I'm just working on cross stitching. Oh, I should show what the finished product will look like. I just realized I didn't do that for our readers. All right. So this is from a pattern that I found off the internet. It's based on, if you're familiar with the video game Disco Elysium, and this is what the finished product will look like when it is done. So as you can see, I'm working on the cloud layer. Sorry, the cloud layer, not to be confused with Final Fantasy VII, which is a different thing entirely. Those clouds, the fluffy ones. There we go. Something I've been plugging away on for I think since January. So not on stream, but some of it off stream, some of it on stream. So, fun fact about this song. So, if you're familiar with anime at all, this song appeared in an episode of Dandadan, whatever. And the song has basically two versions. One that was obviously the original Japanese, and then the one that was covered into English for the dub. And in the English dub, they got the lead singer of Dragon Force to do the singing. He actually plays guitars in both versions. Because like obviously like the backing track, quote unquote, is the same regardless. But it was a lot of fun. That was a fun fact when I saw that. It was like, Dragon Force, what are you doing in Japan? Composing extra pan-esque songs. Also, I feel bad for whoever the drummer is, because that style of drumming is hard on your neck, from what I understand. Okay, did I get all the stitches? Cool. There we go. Pull that tight, flip it off. Ta-da! Oh, song's over. It's also 11, so I think I will call it here. Good place to stop. I'm between stitches. I haven't started a new line yet, so that's cool. But yeah. So I think that was pretty good progress. We basically got this entire section done, which doesn't seem like a lot, but for cross stitching, it's a lot. Anyhow. So we'll just flip over here. But yeah, thanks you guys so much for hanging out on today's stream. I hope you enjoyed. There's going to be an ad in about a minute, but I can't snooze it because I ran out of all my snooze buttons. So we're just going to have to let the ad happen. Sad face. Anyways, so we'll try to get through his prep. But also, thank you so much to Simon Says for the raid, and thank you Ben Repaints for the raid as well. Thank you. In terms of what's coming up for the rest of the week here in the Dungeon Lounge, tomorrow, Wednesday, is Whimsical Wednesday with Grim, which means he's going to do whatever the fuck he feels like. It's going to be a surprise to everyone, including Grim. And that'll be at 2 p.m. tomorrow. And then on Thursday, he'll be back at 2 p.m., continuing his playthrough of Final Fantasy XII. Hopefully without any internet outages this time. And then I'll be back on Friday at 8 p.m., continuing my playthrough of Mechanicus 2, which is part of the Warhammer 40k universe. And now I think an ad is happening, so I'm going to drink this Coke while I wait for the ad to finish, and we'll finish the rest of the schedule and raid out. To anyone who's subscribed to the channel, this is the stunning content you get when you are not in the ad space. You get to listen to the sound of me drinking this Coke. Riveting. And the sound of me clearing my throat, apparently. Anywho, the ad is almost over. The ad is over. Ta-da! Welcome back. Let's finish that schedule. No stream on Saturday, but Grim and I will be back on Sunday to continue the playthrough. So he's playing Pacific Drive. I am reading Pacific Drive. It's a lot of fun. You should come hang out. Good time. And that circles us back around. I'll be back on Tuesday, continuing the work on my lovely cross-stitching project. If you haven't already, Nightbot just dropped links to our social, our link tree, which includes links to our Blue Sky, our Discord, where we announce any schedule changes or any of that doobly-doo, and YouTube for all our VODs if you want to see past playthroughs of any of our games. All right, now we gotta go raid. Let's go find someone fun. Okay. Ooh, okay. So we are going to raid over to Cereza. She is currently playing a game called Remothered, which I remember seeing before. It's a horror game. I am interested in it, not on it. We will raid over there. Please give Cereza a warm welcome on behalf of the Dungeon Lounge. We'll get over there. Ta-da! Have a good rest of your week. Take care of yourself. Hope to see you in one of our other streams. And as Siribot says, stay hydrated and have a great day. All right. Thank you again. And good night, everybody.